Parents of children in school often have to prepare for many extraordinary circumstances. Did I buy enough school supplies for my child? They may ask themselves. Do we have an effective schedule set to get the children to school on time? Am I going to have to get my child a math tutor this year? Of all the worries that inhabit a parent or student's mind, most of these problems can be figured out logistically. However, one problem that cannot be figured out with last-minute preparation is children being sent to school without vaccinations. Every year, there are children who are sent to school in America unvaccinated. To begin, you should understand just how dangerous some of these diseases are. Without immunizations, I'll just go over a couple. Measles is one disease that can be vaccinated, and in one vaccination you can get measles, mumps, and rubella covered. So measles is known to be one of the most contagious diseases worldwide, and actually since I was born a little over 20 years ago, there has been a 74% decrease in childhood deaths because of the immunization. So another one that can be very serious is pertussis, which is usually better known as whooping cough. Whooping cough, there were actually 6,000 cases between the US and Puerto Rico in 2016 of whooping cough. Now, schools do, on a state level, have requirements for immunizations, but they do sometimes have leniency or exceptions that can be made. Now, states that tend to be more lenient found that they had about twice as many the number of cases of whooping cough in 2016. Colorado noticed that they had an outbreak of whooping cough, and it was just ongoing. Now, it's also important to note that there are valid concerns and reasons why people are nervous about giving immunizations to their kids. So let me show you how the benefits outweigh the risks to immunizations. So as I said, all states do require school-age children to have immunizations, but there are exceptions for things such as religious purposes and medical purposes, which could be allergies, and in some states, philosophical beliefs also count for reasons for exclusion. So what a lot of people are afraid of is that their child will get some sort of there can be life-threatening diseases or even or reactions that can be fatal. Now, the Center for Disease Control has stated that although there are cases where there's life-threatening or fatal reactions, it's in 1 in a million children. So the percentages are really low. Parents may also be afraid that their child will pick up different mental developmental delays like autism, other diseases, even just like diabetes or other learning disabilities. And the thing is, vaccines are seen as some of the safest medical products available. Now, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has found that immunizations in children are about 90 to 99% effective in preventing disease. So they are found to be really helpful. And another reason it's good to have your child get their immunizations is for something called herd immunity. Now, herd immunity will occur where children no longer need to be vaccinated because they have a resistance to a disease that usually comes through the vaccination. And an example of this would be smallpox. So the last documented case was in 1948. Smallpox is eradicated, so children do not get the vaccination anymore. And another one that has almost been eradicated is polio. So herd immunity is something that if all children were mandated in schools to have this, it would give a greater likelihood that herd immunity could come to other diseases that our immunizations are being given out for right now. Now, even if you don't have children, let me explain to you how mandating these vaccinations are important to America or your life, as a whole. So mandating the federally the immunizations, well, getting immunizations have economic benefits. So there has been almost $1.4 trillion in societal costs that have been saved since 1994, so a little over 20 years. That's according to the Center for Disease Control estimates. So it is good for society. It saves us money, due to the diseases that children are, contracting in the hospital, sick. And another is that, there can be outbreaks at any time, and the benefits for the future generations, again, reverts back to like herd immunity, where everyone could benefit. So there's a 43% of American population right now that's suffering from a chronic illness, children in America, I should say. Now, supporting the mandated immunizations is just a way of reducing the susceptibility of disease in the youth. So, our journal in the New England Journal of Medicine has denoted that vaccinations are among the most effective prevention tools available to doctors, but they do depend on a high level of acceptance. So every parent has a duty to protect their child. And by placing their child in school unvaccinated, are they really working to improve their child's future, or are they simply placing them in harm's way? Now, does the life-threatening disease outweigh the risk of getting an injection? It is up to you to protect the children of America.